In a significant diplomatic moment, the Chinese Foreign Ministry addressed media questions on Thursday regarding whether China would extend a congratulatory message to Sanae Takaichi, the newly appointed Prime Minister of Japan. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun responded with a carefully worded statement, emphasizing that China has made appropriate arrangements in accordance with diplomatic norms. This response came during a regular press briefing, drawing considerable attention from international observers. Guo highlighted that China and Japan are close neighbors, sharing a long and complex history that has shaped their regional and global interactions. He stressed that China's fundamental position on its relationship with Japan has always remained consistent and clear. According to Guo, Beijing continues to value stability, mutual respect, and constructive engagement in its diplomatic approach toward Tokyo. The announcement followed the recent leadership transition in Japan, where Sanae Takaichi became the country's new leader after securing support within the ruling party. Her appointment marks a historic moment as she becomes Japan's first female prime minister. The transition in Tokyo comes at a delicate time, with several key regional issues requiring careful diplomacy and cooperation. Observers note that China's measured tone reflects its desire to maintain stable relations amid shifting political landscapes in East Asia. Both nations play vital roles in the regional economy, trade, and security framework, influencing the broader dynamics of the Asia-Pacific region. Guo Jiakun's remarks signaled continuity in China's foreign policy, focusing on dialogue and diplomatic balance. He avoided direct commentary on Japan's internal politics but emphasized the importance of long-term partnership and coexistence. China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has often reiterated that cooperation, not confrontation, serves the best interests of both countries. The spokesperson's statement is seen as a reaffirmation of China's strategic patience and diplomatic restraint. Analysts suggest that Beijing may prefer to assess Japan's new policy direction before committing to high-level exchanges. The development also comes against the backdrop of regional tensions involving security alliances, maritime boundaries, and economic competition. Japan's new leadership faces the challenge of managing relations not only with China but also with its Western allies. Takaichi's government is expected to continue Japan's emphasis on defense modernization and economic revitalization. Meanwhile, Beijing remains watchful, balancing its regional ambitions with the need to prevent diplomatic friction. The two nations maintain strong economic interdependence, with bilateral trade exceeding hundreds of billions of dollars annually. Despite occasional political differences, business and cultural exchanges between the two societies remain robust. Experts argue that both countries recognize the importance of managing disputes through communication rather than confrontation. Guo Jiakun's remarks also implied that China respects Japan's democratic processes and leadership transitions. He further underlined that China's approach is guided by the principles of mutual understanding and peaceful coexistence. The measured tone of the statement suggests an intention to keep diplomatic channels open. Such language is often used to convey goodwill without committing to immediate actions. China's appropriate arrangements phrase has been interpreted as a sign of cautious engagement. This implies that a formal congratulatory message may have been sent privately or through diplomatic channels. By adhering to diplomatic norms, China signals its professionalism in state-to-state relations. Observers believe Beijing seeks to avoid public controversy while maintaining formal decorum. The move aligns with China's broader foreign policy framework emphasizing stability and predictability. Regional analysts note that this episode may set the tone for future interactions between the two neighbors. Japan, under Takaichi's leadership, may also explore ways to stabilize ties with Beijing while advancing its own strategic goals. Both governments are expected to maintain dialogue through multilateral platforms such as ASEAN and the G20. The emphasis on close neighbors by Guo Jiakun highlights geographic realities that bind both countries. China and Japan, despite political sensitivities, share cultural connections and historical exchanges spanning centuries. Guo's comments reflect the Chinese government's desire to manage differences through diplomacy rather than escalation. He also reiterated China's broader vision of building a community with a shared future in the region. This aligns with President Xi Jinping's long-term vision for peaceful development and regional cooperation. Japan's new administration, in turn, has pledged to strengthen regional ties while safeguarding its national interests. As both nations navigate these transitions, the world watches closely for signals of change or continuity. Analysts from global think tanks emphasize the importance of stable China-Japan relations for regional peace. They note that tensions between the two could have ripple effects on global trade and security frameworks. In this context, even small diplomatic gestures carry significant symbolic value. Guo Jiakun's statement, though concise, was crafted to project calm and consistency. It avoided provocative language, focusing instead on shared responsibilities as neighboring nations. Observers in Tokyo and Beijing are expected to monitor follow-up diplomatic exchanges in the coming weeks. Both governments are likely to evaluate opportunities for dialogue at regional summits. The possibility of a bilateral meeting between high-ranking officials may emerge later this year. Meanwhile, domestic audiences in both countries reacted with mixed interpretations of the news. Some analysts viewed it as a cautious opening, while others saw it as routine diplomacy. However, the overall tone remained neutral and constructive. The press conference concluded with Guo reaffirming that China's stance has always been consistent and clear. This phrasing underscores the continuity of China's regional policy approach. The statement effectively conveyed stability and predictability in China's external communication. It also reflects the government's intent to maintain diplomatic balance amid evolving leadership dynamics in Japan. International media outlets have widely reported the exchange as a sign of measured diplomacy. Political analysts describe it as a carefully calibrated message of reassurance. The episode once again demonstrates the intricate art of statecraft in Asia's leading powers. While some challenges remain, both sides appear committed to avoiding unnecessary tension. In the long run, stable China-Japan relations are essential for the prosperity of the entire Asia-Pacific region. For now, both nations continue to engage cautiously but constructively. The global community watches how this new chapter unfolds between two economic giants. World Pulse News will continue to monitor this evolving story and bring verified updates as they emerge. Stay tuned for more insights, diplomacy highlights, and developments shaping international relations. This is World Pulse News, where the world speaks.